Hi everyone, I'm Fridauz, personal trainer with TSquared Labs. I'll be talking about nutrition for body recomposition, which essentially means building muscle and burning body fat. First of all, to determine how you should eat to progress towards your goal, you must first know what your goal is. There are three main goals to choose from when it comes to body recomposition: bulking, cutting, and body recomposition. The variables we need to consider are calories and macronutrients, otherwise known as macros. The ideal is that one tracks all macros, which in turn means that they're tracking calories. I'll now outline the process of calculating your nutrition targets for your goals. Regardless of the goal, the first step is to determine our maintenance calories. This is always the first step because all goals require us to eat in relation to our maintenance. Bulking requires us to eat in a surplus above our maintenance, cutting requires us to eat in a deficit below our maintenance, and body recomposition requires us to eat at around our maintenance. To determine maintenance calories, firstly calculate an estimate with an empirical equation like the Benedict-Harris equation, or an even more simple formula of body weight in pounds multiplied by 10 and then multiplied by an activity factor which ranges between 1.2 for sedentary individuals to 2.2 for very active individuals. It's based on body weight, which makes sense because a larger person would have higher energy requirements. Consistently eat at this calorie intake for 2 weeks and monitor body weight daily. Observe the trend in body weight. If the body weight goes up, this is a calorie surplus. If the body weight goes down, this is a calorie deficit. And finally, if the weight stays the same, this is maintenance calories. Basically, what you're trying to do is validate whether your estimate is accurate through this experimental data. Consume the calorie intake according to your goal. If at first the weight change is not what is desired, adjust calorie intake accordingly. For example, if you wish to lose weight and you estimate your calorie intake to be 2,000 calories, you eat that for 2 weeks and you observe the weight to go up, that shows that it's a calorie surplus and that the estimate was inaccurate, and therefore you should adjust and bring down the calories to make it into a calorie deficit. Next step is to calculate our macronutrient needs. Macronutrients are the components of food which provide energy, being protein, carbohydrates, and dietary fat. Protein contains 4 calories per gram, carbohydrates contain 4 calories per gram, and fat contains 9 calories per gram. A little known fact, but the fourth macro is actually alcohol, which is 7 calories per gram. A good conservative amount of protein is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. This is technically a slight excess of the minimum amount of protein required to recover, so you can rest assured that when the environment is not conducive to building muscle and the protein requirements go up, this should be a relatively safe amount. Then, dietary fat is used in many important processes in the body, including production of steroid hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone, hormones that play a big role in our recovery from training and therefore building muscle. It's recommended that we have 15 to 30% of our daily calories from dietary fat. Lastly, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates give us energy to train. It is the only non-essential macronutrient, meaning that our body can synthesize its own energy source if we don't consume carbs at all. Our body produces ketones in the absence of carbs, hence the keto diet, which many of you may have heard of before. Based on the calorie intake we chose for our goal, and after subtracting the energy consumed from protein and fat determined by our body weight, the remainder goes to carbohydrates. So, once you have your calorie and macronutrient goals, now what? Now we track them. You'll need a food scale, a calorie counting app, and a lot of discipline. Every meal that you have, begin by weighing out the individual ingredients, and as you prepare your food, log them into your calorie counting app. I personally use MyFitnessPal, but there are many others like Chronometer and Fat Secret. Do the same for everything that you eat and drink that contributes calories, and at the end of the day, ensure that the total calories and macros add up to the calculated targets. And that's it. You've successfully created your initial plan for your nutrition. Adjustments may need to be made down the road, but that's a story to tell for another day. Thank you for tuning in. This is Fridauz, signing out.